like when if you kind of touch the left side of your screen,
Okay.
Okay.
then you get kind of the menu of different things,
Okay.
right?
I see
And
chat.
so one of the things that you can do, I think it's like in your control, yep, you can share your screen and then you can show the things that you have open.
Okay. So what I will do is I'll go ahead and open up those documents. Is that okay?
Hmm?
Would that be easier?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. I see you just put us on live.
I didn't want us to start. I was like, well, I'm thinking about it. Let me get it on there. I'm sure Kurt will be on in this moment.
Right. And it did look like that Dr. J had viewed what we'd done earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the one. And I might want to open this other one too. So.
Do you have any outline for the project? Any outline for the project?
What is it?
I don't.
I mean outline, maybe for the project. Any outline?
Well, we haven't outlined the project yet.
Okay.
I just when I was reading stuff on Sunday, stuff started flowing in my head. So I kind of put together some possible objectives we might want to look at, and then I also, put together like an agenda, maybe some things we really want to discuss and talk about at our first meeting.
Okay.
Try to figure out what kind of game plan we were going to do.
Yeah.
And I've tried to put it onto this thing somehow, but it didn't.
Well, just a second. I'm attempting to talk and do stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go off here. Am I still on?
Yeah.
I see you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
So this is
how are you?
Oh,
Kurt's on with us now.
Yep, okay. We're all here.
So
that's
how
great.
are you today?
Yes.
Yeah, at least I can see you.
Yeah.
So how are you today?
Oh, really busy. Really. Get this major paper that's due in a couple of days, and dissertation final draft due in a couple of days. I have to work into some sleep somewhere.
Sleep? Now that's a weird commodity.
When you figure it out, can you share your recipe for success?
Well,
as soon as I figure it out.
Okay.
Thank you. This is the recipe for success. Work on this stuff at least 20, 30 minutes a day and write, like I do. Okay, I shouldn't say this out loud since you're recording live. But for the leadership summaries, what I did is I kind of skimmed through the chapters and picked out highlight points, and then I tried to do a chapter a day. And if I had time, I would do 2 or 3. Just
I'm impressed. Very impressed.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Are you done with the assignment, leadership?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to put pressure on you when I say yes.
Yeah, I'm still working
I'm
on
done
it.
with the assignment.
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I mean, but writing comes easy to me, so it's not like, it was as hard as I thought it would be. So I'm going to put up the agenda. This is what I kind of thought we might talk about at this first meeting.
Okay.
Can you guys all see the agenda?
Yeah, I just now printed it off.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
because I thought, you know, some of the articles were way over my head even, and I was like, whoa, I've got to pull this back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, you know, if, I mean, I looked through the articles to see which ones I might possibly use and stuff. That's when I really thought, man, these are way in depth. And so I posted some other ones onto the group share. And I thought, well, I mean, you could tie it in with what we're talking about, you know. But I don't know if they're, because when I looked, I really didn't see a lot of articles out there for teenagers and how to promote interdependence. Did you see any out there, Kurt?
Yeah, especially peer-reviewed ones.
Yeah, that's the problem I had. Yeah.
I think that like I think that the issue that I discovered was that many of them didn't kind of name it or term it as interdependence.
Right.
So you had to be kind of creative and looking for something different, like in the educational sector, it's all focusing on cooperative learning or collaborative learning.
Yeah, run across that term.
Yeah. So it was like some of it I found was just like kind of a difference in the terminology that was used.
Okay. I want to write that down. Did you pull any of those articles off, Ayana?
I did. I actually printed them all off.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And just kind of was just like, like let's just go through all of them. But my problem is that I left them sitting on my desk at work today because I was ready and prepared to talk about it then this morning, and literally just walked out without it. So
did you save them? Did you save them to like your computer? Or
yeah, I got them. Yep. I can pull them all up.
Okay, because if you could download them on the Outlook in that Independence group, maybe we can look through them. Because from what I understand, I read the purple folder and what was in the purple folder about this. And it said, everybody was supposed to pull some articles in, place them on to where everybody can see, and then each person's supposed to choose whatever 15 articles they want to use, and they're not supposed to share how they're writing their paper, and then go ahead and write up their paper, and then, as a team, decide how we're going to put things together, is what I read. I don't know. Did you guys have a chance to read what that? I know you're busy with leadership summaries, but did you have a chance to read that little booklet that he told us to read?
You mean the SLI?
It's that white little booklet that he kind of went through briefly in class.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, it's like 10, 15 pages long.
Right.
And it has like the different sections, and it basically broke down, like the self-assessment, the valuing others, interdependence, communication, conflict, and something else. And
will you answer me?
But then that front back page that was in the folder that outlines what we're supposed to do with our write-up, kind of said that on the back side of the paper. So I figure if we have a lot, to skim through, we'd have better options of choosing, what we're going to write on. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Okay, Anselm, you must be looking at the syllabus.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
what I'm
right?
doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think I've got that one on this flash drive. Let's see. Because I tried to download all this stuff onto the flash, but I think it's on the other flash drive. No, those are all articles. No, I don't have it on this flash drive. So,
Yeah, I have mine saved on database folders.
yeah, no. Okay. Well, anyway, it says, we're all supposed to pull articles and then, choose which 15 we're using. So I just think the more we have, the easier it'll be to, try to decide what to use.
Say that again, please. Could you say that again, please?
I said that after everything's posted, I think we need to comb through and decide which 15 we're doing for our own papers.
Okay.
And then we're not supposed to discuss, which 15 we use, is what I read.
Yeah, so there'll be some overlapping between us.
Yeah.
Right. There would be some overlapping, but I think he doesn't want us to collaborate with writing the paper. That's why he doesn't want us to talk about which 15 we chose.
Yeah.
Okay. If I want to post some articles, where do I post them?
Kurt had a Kurt, you want to tell him about the little hangout you put on Outlook?
Yeah, well, I just posted them on to everybody on Outlook.
Okay.
Yeah, on email is.
Okay.
So what I did, I sent them directly from the databases, so they come from either EBSCO or
Okay.
or ProQuest.
Uh-huh.
That's why I had to do them one at a time.
Okay.
Well, I kind of downloaded mine and I put them into that group share that you established on Outlook, Kurt. Have you added Dr. Martinson to that Outlook share?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
On Outlook, you put the Interdependence group where we could share information with each other, the four of us.
Oh, yeah, I kind of established a group.
Right.
Myself.
You need to add Dr. Martinson to that, because I've been copying him on all the documents we've been sending back and forth, so he knows we're communicating with each other.
Okay.
And because when I tried to upload stuff to Jewel, it kept saying this file is too big, and I was only trying to upload one article at a time, and it wouldn't let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, well, that we were sharing stuff on Outlook, and I just CC'd him on it, and he said that was fine.
Okay.
And so if we add him to that, if we're going to communicate through that, that would be great. And if you guys send out like a group email, be sure that you CC him on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way he knows that we're communicating.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea.
And then, Iona, do you have anything else to add about the literature review, or either one of Kurt or
No, I just put a few more articles onto through the link that Kurt provided us. Yeah, so I just put a few more things on there so that we can just kind of take a peek and look at.
Okay. I'm gonna post some articles tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
Okay.
some articles. Yeah, some
Okay.
articles
That
tomorrow.
that
Yeah.
would be good.
Mhm.
'Cause I think that between the two classes, I think that that's the next assignment due out of after this this leadership summaries.
Mhm.
That will be our next assignment that's due,
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
so that would be good.
Mhm. So for the leadership conference, so do we have the outline? What the
No,
expectation?
we
Not
we
yet.
we cannot establish an outline until we had the first group meeting, and then we had to um, we have to come up with some learning objectives.
Okay.
And then once we have learning objectives, then we can kind of outline what kind of activities we're going to do and stuff. But he
Okay.
specifically said in class that we could not plan activities before we planned objectives.
Okay.
And so I'm going to pull up the second screen. That's why Sunday when I was reading and stuff was flowing in the brain that I started writing some of these out. And they're
Yeah.
kind of vague, and it just says like it didn't identify specific activities. It just said team building activities,
Uh-huh.
so that we could either change it or we could leave it as it is.
Yeah.
And we have to have 3 cognitive, 3 affective, and 3 psychomotor, which I only had 2 psychomotor down.
Yeah.
Now in this training and development book that we're supposed to read by BB, it has in here, each step of the process to, do things, and it has a whole chapter on learning objectives,
Yeah.
how to write learning objectives and things like that. If you
Yeah, I
don't
went
have
over that
experience
tonight.
writing learning objectives,
Which book?
it's
Training and
BB,
development.
Okay.
training and development, communication for success.
Okay.
It's the book he told us to read first,
Mhm.
and it has different chapters, and one of the chapters is on objectives, and then there's a chapter on planning training materials,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then there's a chapter on how to facilitate group discussions. And what I read in there in one section was, which I kind of like the idea, and that would tie in with an activity, and it's kind of like journaling. What we
Mhm.
could do is like get some color paper and cut it into fourths and then punch some holes in it and tie it together, make a nice little journal for them,
Mhm.
and with some statements they can fill out or some assessment questions that they
Oh,
can fill out to tie
yeah.
into these behavioral objectives we're trying to get them to achieve.
Mhm.
Um, I thought, that might be one activity that we can tie in with what, the objectives are.
When I kind of thought about the idea of interdependence, for some odd reason, my mind went straight to Covey and the Seven Habits.
They have
It
one
crossed
on
my mind a couple of
teenagers.
times too.
Did
Yes.
Yeah.
it?
Yes. I too.
And so, like, I actually have a curriculum. I don't want to call it a curriculum, but I've got some resources for kind of 7 habits with teens. And if we
Uh-huh.
kind of think through, like, what are some of the habits that really just kind of lead to more of that interdependence. So we might
Mm-hmm.
be able to pull some activities from there, kind of as well.
I
Okay.
saw that in Barnes and Noble when I went in to get a gift card this week, and I thought, I
Yeah.
did. So that's a good idea. Does it
Mhm.
have any? That would be a good idea.
So I mean, like, of course, we would still need to look for the criteria that he's set forth for us from the, the different, motor and so on and so forth. But at least it again gives us an idea of some things that we could potentially do. And then I also sent a couple of interdependence, team building types of activities too. In I think it was in an email. Did I send you guys something in an email?
You sent us an email that had like different websites. Yes.
Yeah. So the different websites had different activities that we could, potentially use.
Right.
I know Kurt sent us some activities on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And
the videos.
Yeah, there were some videos. I watched a couple of them. I really like the one where they're walking on something that's plastic, and they all have their feet on the plastic, and it's got like handles on it, and they have to move together to move. I thought that was a neat activity. And another one I watched was where they had like a sheet, and it had some rocks on it, and they had a tennis ball, and they were trying to keep the tennis ball on the sheet, which would be fairly easy to do. And the sheet and the tennis ball and the blocks would be easy to do.
Yeah.
We could use like shoe boxes, or or pencil boxes or whatever to put like a maze to move around, or just any kind of different sizes of empty boxes. That looked pretty easy.
You probably carry those things in your car all the time, Charlotte.
Well, not exactly.
And thinking through, like, I know that one activity that I sometimes do with my team is like where they have to kind of duplicate something. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen like an activity where something may be like built out of Legos or something, and then we, give them kind of the pieces of what they need to do, and then they have to kind of work together. So like, so we did, and just thinking kind of maybe through the psychomotor,
Okay.
and so like maybe build kind of a robot or something, and I'm just kind of stretching.
I like that.
And then, so maybe the robot is sitting in one place, and you can't take it away, right? So you have to.
So they have to. Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah. And then, so it's the mind that they are kind of working on. It's the motor because they're putting something together too. And then, kind of building and working collaboratively together. So like that might be an example of a psychomotor activity that we.
I like that. So
that's a good example. Yeah.
Let me type this up. Participants. Can you spell tonight? Excuse me. That's terrible when you can't spell.
Don't call it input. I'm not.
Let's just put the participants will do a return demonstration of the visual model.
Okay.
And then that way we don't have to change. If we don't get back to it, we don't have to be more specific. And we don't know what our model might be, but if it's a visual model, it could be anything.
Yeah.
And so, is that, oh man, I told you I can't type tonight, so you just have to excuse me. So then we've got 3 psychomotor. We can choose which ones are all of the affective and all of the cognitive if you want to.
No.
And so. Put that over there. So. What else was on here? I'm toggling between screens here.
Those are really good
Papers,
cognitive objectives.
Well, like I said, my thoughts were flowing, and I thought I'm going to write these down if nothing else.
Yeah.
Um,
That usually happens to me while I'm driving.
Well, what I've done is when I'm driving and I'm having these kind of thoughts, sometimes I'll have a tape recorder and I'll actually record them on the tape recorder and play them up later.
Oh, that's good.
And so,
I'll do that. That's a great idea. Voice activated one.
yeah. Then learning styles. Excuse me. What kind of learning styles do you think I'm going to take the screenshot down now and come back into the camera mode.
So I think that like in just kind of understanding learning styles, I think that like one thing that we would want them to do is to understand their learning style.
Okay. Did he say they were going to do something about learning styles in the beginning, or no? Or is that something we can do?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Me too.
But there,
Because I know there's. Go ahead, Ion. I'm sorry.
I think that there are like multiple ways of getting them to know and understand kind of their learning styles. But like even if we think about learning styles and the connection to interdependence, you know, it is how can you use kind of the strength of your individual learning style to just kind of synergize with other people, and you know, come up and develop a better product. So, you know, whether we are helping them to discover kind of what their learning style is or helping them to understand how their individual strengths embedded in their learning styles can contribute to a group. So it's sort of like the group that we have, like we've got leadership styles versus learning styles that are kind of demonstrated in our, or dissected kind of in our group.
Yeah.
Are there any tests out there to do for leadership styles?
To do learning styles?
I know there is learning styles. What about leadership styles?
So there actually are quite a few that are out there free to do leadership styles as well. And like I can, oh no, it's on my other computer. Like I am in the process of let me see. I'm gonna actually see if I can share with you guys this document that yeah. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I want to see if I can find it.
Well, I was going to say it takes time to search for things on the computer while you're talking at the same time. So, another thing that I thought we could do is kind of tie in what they did in the previous session about valuing others and their self-awareness, somehow tie that in so that they can carry it forward to what we're doing.
Yeah, that would provide continuity.
Mm-hmm. So did you guys, while she's looking, do you guys want to toss out ideas for an outline at this point? Since I know some of us want an outline.
No.
I mean, it's easier for people to work with if they have an outline, so they can, because 80% of the learners are visual, And so if they have an outline, they can actually see where they're at and how they need to pull it in and tie it together. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Is our title Interdependence?
Yeah. I guess so.
So then, what we want to do is review. The first thing is review previous sessions,
Okay.
or review self-awareness and valuing others. Because if they're doing the self-awareness, if they're doing that, what is that book? Where they're finding their top 5. Isn't that what
Discover your strength.
Yeah.
Now
top
discover yourself or discover your strength. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're doing, right?
Maybe so.
Okay, discovering your strength, because if we have them, talk about what their top 5 are, I'm sure they've already talked about it, but I don't know. Are we in the other sessions when the other people are running the sessions? Do you guys know?
I believe so.
Because what I saw didn't show too many people in there. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
But I think we should first start out. Let's introduce ourselves. Sorry, we need to introduce ourselves. I'm going to back up. And then do a review of self-aware, their 5 strengths, and how to value others. Then did we want to do some activity to assess their learning style and their leadership styles?
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do we want to do first?
Maybe learning style might be the best. Okay. I mean, the first one to do.
Be more basic.
Okay. Right. After that, we can go and do leadership styles. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then, so let's assess their learning style. Let's assess their leadership style. Then do we want to have an activity between learning style and leadership style? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you think we can have what kind of activity would you have with the learning style?
Well, it's got to be something focusing on them with those individual learning styles, and kind of.
We should maybe I don't know, because we're not supposed to lecture a lot,
right?
No.
And so, okay. Well, the journaling would kind of be like a visual. Would be a visual style. If we can do something with music, because the music can affect, it's auditory, and it can also affect their emotions. I don't know. You think?
Say it one more time for me.
I said if we have some kind of music going on or something, which we could combine the two, there's like different movie clips and things like that we might be able to use for, learning styles, like not a lot of a movie clip, maybe 5-10 minutes. And then, talk about, the visual and the emotions that come about from the video.
Okay. That would be nice.
And then the psychomotor learning style, we could do the activity with the sheet and the tennis ball, you think?
I'll have to look at that one.
Well, basically, I don't know. I think it's round on there, but we could actually even use the fitted sheet if we all, and just took it to where the elastics is up top and just they have hands on, and then you just roll the tennis ball between the objects on the sheet, and they
Yeah.
have to work together. And then because we're going to have to schedule breaks in there too.
Yeah.
And then
See what I have on my screen.
Yeah, so
yes.
Stop for a moment.
Managerial grid.
Yeah. So like this is just an example of a leadership self-assessment questionnaire like that I was looking at and working on for my staff. And like some of the wording is a little different, but like what I like about it is that they can go through and take a, kind of do this questionnaire. And it's, from anything from like. Huh?
How many questions is it? 18. That's not too
18.
much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a free one?
Yep, it's free.
Okay.
And so then they go through, and then there's this kind of scoring part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they begin to kind of figure out what type of leader are they. So, so then it's like this cross between, and if you can see here in that example, so like this person is, they've got some qualities that are authoritative and team leader, some that's, kind of impoverished and authoritative, but essentially their skills or their leadership style, managerial style, really kind of falls within that authoritative realm or area. And so then it kind of helps them to see like what does that mean too.
Seems like we did something similar to that in our first else.
Yep.
Else.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Except
good.
that one was like $25. No.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Oh, this is good. The assessment is
free.
really good. Yeah.
And so then we could have a discussion afterwards about what type of leadership style they have.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we'd have to have a place for them to write. We need to have make sure that we have enough pencils. Pencil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to need supplies.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need pencils, paper, whatever activities we do, if we're going to do the sheets and tennis balls.
Yeah.
Empty boxes, small empty boxes. So you can start gathering small empty boxes, like the box that your toothpaste might come in if you get new toothpaste, or even the boxes the pencil came in, because we'll need several of those.
Mm-hmm.
And if Iona, are you still at work?
No, I'm at home now.
No, I meant, are you guys out of session yet?
Oh no, I work year round anyway, so.
Okay. I'm asking, are your teachers out?
No.
Okay. Can
Not
you ask
until
them
June
to bring?
19th.
Can you ask them to bring in some small empty boxes for a project you're working on for school? And even empty toilet paper rolls we could use, or paper towel rolls.
Okay.
Or empty pop, bottles, the plastic and stuff. But I mean, if it's flat, it'll be easier to use. But we might toss some of the circular ones in there. It'll make it harder for them. And what happens is when you move the sheet, everything's going to move on the sheet as you're moving it, the boxes and the rolls and the tennis ball, and you're trying to roll between and keep it on top of the sheet and not let it hit the ground. And we could have like a competition or a time limit. Whichever team loses their tennis ball on the ground is out of the competition, and the ones that are still keeping the tennis ball on the sheet is in the competition, and even having, a time limit so it's not forever with the sheet activity. I mean, it's just a suggestion.
So just tell me, I got the empty tissue rolls, empty shoe boxes. What else do we want to see if we can get some help on collecting?
the box that the toothpaste comes in.
Oh, okay.
Long box.
If anybody has any empty Band-Aid boxes,
Empty what?
come again?
It's I mean the last thing is empty what?
Empty
Empty.
Band-Aid boxes,
Okay.
toilet paper rolls, even boxes like TV dinners come in,
Okay.
or pizzas. I mean, we can use any kind of box, an empty box, any kind of empty box, different variety of sizes of empty boxes. And maybe if you just, have like the boxes that you get paper in, and just fill up 2 or 3 of those, and we can just use those. And
Okay.
then once they're full, say, hey, we have enough, so that we're not overwhelmed with too much.
Mm-hmm.
And just any shape of an empty box.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Did he tell us how many kids were going to be there?
Less than 50. It's always less than 50.
Less than 50?
But he was saying that he was thinking that the attendance was going to be down a little bit more this year than it has been in some of the past years.
So how many teams does he divide them up into? Do you know?
I don't think he said that.
Okay, so that's a question we need to ask. How many teams?
But I wonder if we will be able to divide them into teams ourselves based on the activities that we're doing too.
Right, and so then I was going to say, how many participants and how many teams are they already divided in teams? Because he might have already divided them in teams. And what we can do, don't shoot the messenger here, since our object is interdependence, if they've already established a group cohesiveness, toss them in different teams and see how they interact. I mean, that might be one thing that we could do.
Okay.
I mean, we could do that, or we can leave their teams alone. I mean, kids are pretty flexible, in my opinion. Don't you think so, Ayana, when it comes to groups and stuff when they're doing a project? So they'd be more likely to fall in line and adjust quicker than an adult would, in my opinion, when it comes to forming new teams. And so, okay, after we assess the leadership management grid activity, we'll have an activity discussion on their leadership styles. What else do you think we need to do? I'm on D or F or something on the outline. I'm just tossing some thoughts out. After we discuss the leadership styles, and they've taken a break and stuff, do you think that this would be the time we set out the robot or the visual model, and then have them self-appoint a team leader, and then have them work in the groups to do the return demonstration on putting the model together?
But would we even want them to appoint a team leader?
Or we can just see what emerges?
Yep. Like, I think that part of what we want to happen is not that it's always got to be even a role assignment.
Yeah. Right.
But it's just like, how do we? It's like, even if you take it and you think about the activity of building the best tower, right? Like, there was not really a role assignment of who's going to be the leader, but someone took that role.
You're right.
Yeah, that's right. Without being officially appointed.
Right.
Yeah. So. Do we want to use the rock climbing wall for part of our time? Yes.
Well,
I
it
know
would take up some time.
huh? It would take up some time. You're absolutely right. And then different teams. Do you know if the with the wall, if they were all at the wall, or were they at the boat building competition?
So I think that like for some of those things, it looked like it was the smaller teams. Like maybe they had some different stations that was
Stations?
happening, and so it was like one of the teams with some of the cohort members there with them.
Right.
So it was only like 5 or 6, let's say 7 kids, and then maybe there were 3, 4, or 5 cohort people there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kind of remember.
Okay. So, can you think of anything else you want to add to this outline? This is what I've got so far. Our title is Interdependence. We're going to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
We're going to read, and I'll type this up and email it to everybody.
Okay, good.
We'll review
that would be nice.
self-awareness and valuing, and discovering their strengths, what their strengths were. Then we'll assess their learning style. And then we'll do activities to reinforce those learning styles. And then we'll assess their managerial or leadership styles with the free questionnaire that Iona found.
Okay.
And I'll also keep looking for one that might be a little bit more kid friendly too.
Okay.
But that'll give us, kind of what we want.
And then we will do an activity or discussion on leadership style. We'll do a discussion on the leadership styles after we do the assessment. And then do the visual model and also, the wall and whatnot. I mean, that's a good start on stuff. Let me glance through this.
And do you have any time for the? Are we gonna spend maybe 1 hour on this presentation? I don't know. Is there any specific time for this presentation?
Okay, this is looking at the schedule they had last year. If you open it up, this book,
Right.
this one here, to page 3. What it says here is we have from 6 to 7:30, and they go on break from 7:30 to 7:45. So we have them from 7:45 to 9 p.m. on the Thursday, and then that's our session. So we have them for those 2 times, which is a long time. One's an hour and a half, and then the other one is an hour and 15 minutes. So we have an hour and a half and an hour and 15 minutes. So we have them for a total of 2 hours and 75 minutes, or 2 hours, 2 3/4 hours. So we have a big chunk of time to do stuff in.
Yeah.
So we need to plan enough activities to fill our time, don't you think?
Yeah. Are we gonna put maybe a video or I don't know, maybe a movie for the group? I don't know. Maybe they watch a movie, and at the end, maybe we might.
I was thinking just like a clip of a movie, because when you do social media with students and stuff, they recommend that you only take like a 10-minute, 5-minute time span that has something that would touch them with their emotions and things like that. So we need to think about, what kind of movie we might want to think about using. We might, I don't know. And, but, just a clip of the movie, not the whole movie, just a clip.
Clip, okay.
Short clip. Because they say the YouTube videos, if you use a YouTube video or anything like that, they recommend that it's less than 10 minutes. So whatever you reuse needs to be less than 10 minutes.
Okay. And after watching the movie, I don't know whether we can ask them some questions based on the movie or.
After we have them watch the movie, we actually can have them journal some of the affective stuff that might have affected them in the movie.
Oh, okay. That would be nice.
And then we could do the psychomotor activity. Because with the movie, they're getting the visual and they're getting auditory at the same time. And then with the psychomotor, they're getting, the active movement, and they're also getting, they can see, hear. They're using everything with the psychomotor. So
that's right.
So we kind of combine it together, but the main focus is on the psychomotor.
And I think that, although we are going to focus on different activities that they can do, it's also important that we just kind of help communicate why is this important too.
Yes.
Because, sometimes you can go in and you can do 150 different activities and miss kind of the ultimate foundational point behind it. And so, I think that, how do we introduce it and how do we kind of close it out and ensure that they get that part of it too is something that we might want to give a little attention to as well.
It's really major.
Right.
They're not doing the activities just for the sake of the activities.
No, we're not.
They have fun because they're learning something about leadership.
Hey, Kurt, since you work in the library, are you going to... I'm just tossing this out here. But, Ayana, do you know who wrote the book, Effective Teens?
That's done by Sean Covey.
Covey? It's done by Covey?
Yep.
Do you have access to that book, Kurt? Or could you get access to that book at work?
Actually, it'd have to be an online book.
Okay.
I have the book. I have the Happy Kids. I've got the teens. There's 6 decisions. The most important 6 something. But there's like a whole series of books. And I actually have access to all of them.
Okay.
Talk me through what you're thinking.
Wow.
I was just wondering what kind of activities and things that they had in there.
So what I can do.
Eyes looking at it.
What I will do is I will scan some of the activities that are in the books, and just to at least give us an idea of some of the things that are in there, or things that we might be able to kind of use from it, because a lot of what we will probably end up wanting to do is more than likely already done.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think that you'll kind of enjoy it, and so I'll get some things to you guys for that.
Okay. So this is what I'm putting down. I'm looking at task right now. I'm going to put together the outline from the discussion we had just a little bit ago. As we're still discussing things. Ayana, you're going to scan the book, scan activities from teen effectiveness is what I'm going to call it. I don't know what it is. And you're also going to ask co-workers for empty boxes, right? Because I think if we ask them, we can get a lot more empty boxes than us trying to collect ourselves. And then, where else are we in the process?
Let's see, our next meeting is the 5th, isn't it?
It is.
5th June?
Which is only next Friday. Yeah,
Yes.
it's coming up.
Yeah.
What time?
8 o'clock.
It's
8 p.m.
8 o'clock
Eight
Central
p.m.
Standard Time. Central
PM, right?
Standard Time.
Okay, PM.
Yes, PM.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And then, and you said, Ayana, that you were going to put some collaborative learning articles, or did you already do that?
I put it on the Interdependence
Okay.
thing, and then I started kind of uploading them to the site, that the form that Dr. Martinson has available for us as well.
On
But
Zoom?
it's the
Did it
same
let
thing.
you?
It did. You know what it is that you can probably only do 3 or 4 at a time. You can't do a
I was
whole
trying
bunch.
one.
Really?
Just
I just hit,
one.
like I just uploaded 3, 4 of them while we were right here on the phone. So
Well, I saw that you were doing stuff, but I tried to upload one, and it wouldn't even let me upload one. He might have
really,
changed something since then, because I emailed him and I said, no,
like
this is too big. It's not letting me do anything.
yeah, I got that message, and so I just kept scaling back what I was doing. And sometimes, like if your article is in color, like that's a bigger file, so you might have to save it like black and white.
Yeah.
So like I've done just different things.
Okay, because I didn't have anything in color, but
Okay.
I kept saying my articles were too big, which is no big deal.
Wow.
Because you guys got them all too in depth
Yeah.
anyway. They're too way out there left field. I thought they were left field, but that was just me.
Yeah.
What else do we need to discuss tonight or set up? I mean, we had a really good discussion.
Yeah,
We've
we
got
did.
ideas where, we've got what are we going to accept the objectives how we have them, or are we going to write different objectives, or?
Well, I think that it's, kind of, we all have some takeaways to do, and we come back together. So when we come back on next Friday, we have an idea of like where are we in our planning stage,
Yeah.
and if there are things that we want to keep the same, or if there are things that we may want to refine. So there may be some different activities that we may come up with that we want to do, or different ways of, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I think that the point that I'm trying to say in a whole lot of words is like we need to go and really kind of give some committed time to knowing and understanding, what the criteria and requirements are for this whole thing, reflecting on what we have discussed today, and then just kind of determining like, yes, these are the things that I like, these are the things that I may have questions about, and these are the things that I may suggest like consideration for refinement, or here's how I would, suggest some refinement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Kurt, did I miss any tasks that you said you were going to work on that I didn't write down or mention?
The only things I've done so far is forward articles,
Okay.
and then I looked at some YouTube videos. I just forwarded the idea of YouTube.
Okay. I'm gonna post some articles too.
Okay, you're going to get articles.
Yeah.
Are you going to try, if you can't get them posted in Jewel, I would put them on the email.
Email, yes, I will use the email rather. Yeah.
Either way. Okay. Well, let's see what else is on the lovely agenda that you guys asked me to leave with me. I think that we've covered everything on our agenda. We've set our next meeting for Friday, June the 5th at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Is it 8:30 or 8 o'clock?
I said 8:30. I've got 8 on my paper. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, what time? 8 o'clock, right?
Yes.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay. 8 p.m.
So I'll probably put that on the outline too. And so I put that at the top of the outline.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Okay.
are you going to also start the chat on the Google Hangout here? Because you're
yeah. So I will set up our next meeting for Friday, June 5th at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
8 o'clock. Okay.
And you'll get Dr. Martinson the
I will get
Link
Dr.
for-
Martinson, yes ma'am, the link for the
Fabulous.
video tonight.
That's great.
Okay.
That'll make him happy. That makes me happy. And so,
We finally got everything working.
yes,
Yeah. Very wonderful meeting today. Yeah.
yes, it is. And so, I'm trying to think if we need anything else.
Any other thing or
I don't think so.
okay?
So we're good.
I think we're good. I feel good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do
me
too.
too. Me too.
Okay.
All right.
And then
And you know what? I have to do something before 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to leave you.
Okay.
All
Have a good night, everyone.
Okay.
all right. Good night,
We're good.
Kurt. I
Okay.
think we're good.
Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
All right, so we're good to go, and I have the hangout set up for June 5th,
Okay.
Okay.
and we'll just kind of go from there.
Oh, that would be nice. Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There'll be one more thing done. Yeah.
All right. So
thanks.
good luck with everything, everyone, and let's reach out if we need anything.
Okay. Good
All right.
luck writing.
Take care. Have a great night.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye bye.
Have a safe trip, Charlotte.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.